My twin sister makes me uncomfortable. 19 FM. We both moved out when we were 18. We decided to get an apartment together because it was cheaper that way. Living with her has been a bit annoying. She's very messy and I have to keep reminding her to clean up after herself. But that's not what annoys me the most. It's how she dresses, or rather doesn't dress. She walks around either in her underwear or topless when she's not going out anywhere. When she does, I try to avoid her, but it's not always possible. I asked her to cover up when I'm home and she does for a day or two, but then it's back to before. She told me she's comfortable around me, doesn't get why I'm uncomfortable. My only options are move back in with my parents, they disown me, or stay with her, so I have to stay, but I'm just super uncomfortable and don't know how to get through to her. TLDR. My twin sister's way of dressing makes me uncomfortable, but I can't get through to her. Edit. A few of you suggested walking around naked to also make her uncomfortable, so since talking doesn't seem to work, I'll give it a shot. Thanks. Edit 2. After I got naked around her and it very clearly didn't affect her in any way, I had a really long heart-to-heart conversation last night with her. I've explained to her why I was uncomfortable, that for me a nude girl instantly is associated with sex in my mind, so I'm both turned on and disgusted because she's my sister. Apart from the jokes she made about that statement, she understood it. We came to an agreement that during the week she'll dress however she wants and on weekends she'll put on a t-shirt. She said she wants me to get used to her being nude without it disturbing me. I don't know, maybe one day that will happen. Your sister isn't living alone. You're her roommate. She needs to listen to your feelings, and if you say you're uncomfortable, she needs to tone it down when you're home. In this case, it's irrelevant that she's comfortable. You are not, and you need to say it in a firm way. Say it clearly that you are not comfortable, and if she doesn't respect your wishes, when the lease is up you will be looking into living alone. Evidently she did not took you seriously. It doesn't even have to be sexual. You're not obligated to watch your sister go around topless. Period. If she wants to do that in her room, fair enough. But in spaces where you guys share, then it's disrespectful if it makes you feel uncomfortable and she's acting like she couldn't care less. Since she has turned down your request to cover up, start walking around nude around her and sit in her favorite spots. When she says it is gross, tell her now she knows how you feel. This whole thing reads like the storyboard for something on Pornhub. Your sister's not going to get uncomfortable with you doing the same, lol, that's silly. A few of you suggested walking around naked to also make her uncomfortable, so since talking doesn't seem to work, I'll give it a shot. Thanks. Do not do that. LMAO, please give us an update. Tears of joy. Why'd your parents disown you? I broke up with my boyfriend because he ate me out in my sleep. I feel so conflicted right now. We are each other's firsts and I used to be really scared about sex, so I don't know why this man who loves me and knows me better than anybody else would hurt me like this. I've never gone down on him before and I always told him I didn't want him to go down on me. Not because I wouldn't enjoy it, but I don't think it's right to have anything in a relationship that isn't totally mutual. I woke up to him going down on me and I was so confused and scared. He said he knew I was stopping myself from letting him eat me out because it made me feel guilty, so he wanted to just make me happy without me having to think about it. That is pissed logic, and that is what I told him. He said it wasn't his intent and I just started crying because I realized I've trusted him so much and he feels free to do whatever he likes with my body. I tried to stay with him because I knew his heart was in the right place, but I got no sleep last night because I was so worried. I asked him if he could sleep in another room and he made me feel guilty, like, after everything we've been together we can't sleep next to each other because of this? I was awake the whole night and I'd start randomly crying thinking about it. I broke up with him and he was crying and freaking out at me. He kept saying, 5 years down the drain? For one thing? Because I wanted you to feel good? I feel so guilty because I know he loves me and I love him, but I can't be with someone who would do that to me. I really can't stop thinking about how vulnerable I was and how he took advantage of that. But I also feel like I'm ruining everything. Where can I go from here? I hate the way I feel. Honestly, let's say you really wanted to peg him and he kept saying no, and then one night when he was sleeping you decide to peg him. I guarantee he would be furious. What he did is not okay. Do not listen to him. No one does shit to someone in their sleep for anybody but themselves. Yes, when it's rape, that one thing is big enough to end a relationship. I'm so sorry. IDK, everything he's responded with is just very manipulative. I truly don't think his heart was in the right place. I couldn't imagine doing this to my boyfriend if he blatantly said he was as uncomfortable with it. Consent is such a massive key and the consent was not there. I think he was doing what he wanted to do. It wasn't for you. Because if it was, he would have grabbed the consent before doing something like that. He is the one who ruined everything. He threw 5 years away when he decided to rape you for your own good, because he doesn't respect your control over your own body. Like you say, it's rapist logic. You have nothing to feel guilty about. It's sad and a shock that he is an unrepentant rapist instead of the person you thought he was, and I know your heart is breaking, but in time your heart will mend up. 5 years down the drain? For one thing? Because I wanted you to feel good? No, it's sexual assault. That he cannot acknowledge that and is acting in this absolutely disgusting way shows he is not sorry. You were assaulted by someone you trusted. You get help from professionals. www.rain.org. When trust is broken like that. I mean, you can't even get any sleep anymore. Can't trust him to sleep next to you. Sad face. And then for him to be blaming you. I don't think is anything else to do but break up. I'm so sorry, girl, but everything about that is just so toxic. Please leave and know it was not you. He's the one that destroyed everything after 5 years. There will be other men, kinder men that you can trust. I've had a number of people rape me while asleep, and then argue with me about how it isn't really rape. It is rape. It feels like rape. It traumatizes like rape. It legally constitutes rape. There is no reason whatsoever that makes it not rape. You do not owe him grace in his journey of being a rapist who chose to rape you. His inability to acknowledge you as a rape victim is not your problem or responsibility. You deserve safety. You deserve care. You deserve support. Someone who loves you wouldn't rape you.